Thanks, David, and welcome everyone to my Foodie Box. As David mentioned, my name is Mai Hughes and I'm the CEO and co-founder of the company. Before I go on, I just want to give you a brief overview of who we are. My Foodie Box is a meal kit company. We currently source and provide premium and quality ingredients to West Australian households with a strategic expansion plan into the East Coast by the second half of this year. David, if we could skip to slide 3, please. Thank you. Let me quickly step you through our value proposition. My Foodie Box meal kits are about convenience, provenance, quality, and eco-friendly. We help Australian families save time in the kitchen by removing the meal planning and the grocery shopping from their daily chores. They don't have to think about what's for dinner anymore, and they feel good about supporting a local business that genuinely helps them reduce food waste, but also helps them eat fresh, local, and healthy meals. My Foodie Box only uses local ingredients sourced from ethically responsible local farmers and producers, and we pride ourselves on being eco-friendly. All our packaging is either compostable, recyclable, or reusable, and we also offer a unique milkman service where we collect the old box when we deliver the new box to our customers. Next slide, please. So to summarize, my Foodie Box was really built on 3 core principles. First one was a focus on provenance. The second one being eco-friendly. And finally, offering a healthy and convenient product. We currently have a selection of 23 weekly recipes, but we are about to increase this number to 28 recipes in May this year. And I will touch on this a bit later. Next slide, please. So our love for food guides us in everything we do at my Foodie Box, from sourcing premium produce to crafting our easy to follow recipes. We are dedicated to providing our customers with only the very best. And this love for food is very much part of me and who I am. I've had a lifelong journey built on a passion and love for fresh produce and food. My parents opened and they still operate one of Paris's first Thai restaurants, which was established in 1979. So I really grew up working in the family business, gaining first-hand knowledge of food and how to operate a business. And since those early days in Paris, I've since built a career in sales and marketing, working for Fortune 500 companies in luxury hotels, and gained significant experience in how these hotels operate. Next slide, please. So here we have a timeline of key milestones since our inception. We commenced full trading operations in January 2019 with 35 active subscribers. And in 3 short years, we've grown our active subscriber base to over 2,000. Our vision is to expand our services and product offering, targeting an expansion into the East Coast markets during the second half of this year. As you can see, we only listed on the ASX on the 7th of January this year, but since then we have grown our active subscribers by over 21% in that short space of time. And for the financial year of 2021, we achieved sales of 3.5 million, which is a 170% increase on the previous year's sales. But most importantly, this growth in sales was achieved on a very minimal marketing spend. So looking to the second quarter of this year, we're about to implement a very exciting growth strategy, but I'll tell you more on that at a later stage. And next slide, please, David. So this slide shows the significant growth potential in Australia for the online grocery sales and the meal kit market. As you can see, online grocery sales in 2021 only represented 6% of the total grocery sales, up from 4.1% in 2020. While this is still a 46% jump year on year, it highlights that at just 6% of the total grocery market, there remains a significantly untapped market for my Foodie Box to connect with and to grow the business. Next slide, please. So here we have highlighted growth across our key customer metrics for February 2022 versus February 2021. As you can see, all metrics have favorably increased year on year, and of particular importance to highlight is how the growth in active subscribers translate into average weekly sales revenue. So with an average of $132,000 in weekly revenue, the unaudited annualized income is tracking at about 6.5 million per annum. And this compares to reported annual audited revenue of 3.5 million in the financial year of 2021, and almost doubling in revenue year on year. Next slide, please. This graph here highlights the significant growth we have experienced since its inception in 2019. So we hit our milestone of 2,000 active subscribers last week, and now we have set our sights on achieving 4,000 active subscribers by the end of this calendar year, which would come to an estimated annualized revenue of 30 mil. Next slide, please. So how do we attract customers? That's the big question. So we're using various marketing channels, as you can see on the table. We also have a referral program, and we are in the process of launching a loyalty program with our new e-commerce platform, which will be live around June this year. It's really important to note that we have a marketing spend to date averaging at about $34,000 per month, which is pretty much nothing. And as of May this year, so next month, we will roll out our new brand campaign with a budget of $184,000 per month. And we know that there is a direct correlation between marketing spend and revenue. So we expect to see a proportional increase in revenue, which is fivefold. Next slide, please. My Foodie Box, so we are a subscription-based technology business. We generate our revenue primarily through the sale of our meal kits on a weekly basis. As you can see in the diagram, we use sophisticated systems and software to drive the logistics business. Further technology is being developed and implemented to further improve efficiency and convenience. But due to the business model and the technology we have in place, there is very minimal inventory holdings at all times. And this translates into a high cash flow business with funds being automatically debited from customers. Next slide, please. So my Foodie Box has only been listed on the ASX for just under 3 months, successfully listing back on the 7th of January after raising 6 million in an oversubscribed IPO. With these funds, we have been able to accelerate our growth strategy via targeted marketing, enhancing our technology platform, which allows the business to scale more effectively. And the funds from IPO have also been used towards a new app, which I am very excited about because I know that a lot of our customers are waiting for it, but the launch is imminent. So unfortunately, I can't talk about it right now. Next slide, please. So of particular importance to our growth strategy is our cornerstone investment with Magnet Investments, the parent company of Thermomix Australia, holding about 15% of the company following a strategic 2 million cornerstone investment. As announced yesterday to the ASX, we will be launching in May a Thermomix box, initially for Perth Metro customers. National expansion of My Foodie Box is planned for later this year, at which time we will be very excited to launch out the Thermomix box to the rest of Australia. What this means is a massive growth opportunity for My Foodie Box when considering that over 500,000 Thermomixes have been sold in Australia. And we are very excited knowing that from May, approximately 500 highly engaged and very, very enthusiastic Thermomix consultants in the Perth metro area will be using the Thermomix box to further enhance their Thermomix customers' experience. This is a huge opportunity for My Foodie Box, and I can't wait to keep you updated on how this rolls out over the next coming month. Next slide, please, David. So now I'm about to run out of time, but I'd just like to say that our board is highly experienced across the hospitality, technology, and corporate sectors. We've got our executive chairman, Mai Hughes, who is also chairman of Pitcher Partners Perth and has over 30 years of corporate experience. Non-executive director Guy Perkins has over 25 years of experience in the global IT and brings to us a cutting-edge knowledge of IT. And remember, this is a food tech business with an emphasis on tech. And we've got non-executive director Shane Wee, who has extensive ASX experience, having worked in the financial services industry for the past 28 years. And he is ensuring that we are keeping the market well informed. Next slide, please. So I'm not going to go through all of the individuals in our executive team, other than to say that we have a very impressive and talented executive team with backgrounds from Deliveroo, HelloFresh, Aldi, Aussie Farmers Direct, and they are all highly motivated and incentivized to drive results and great success for the company. So I'll let you read their bios at your own leisure. Next slide, please. The peers, as you can see, the meal kit sector has a number of competitors ranging from multinational groups to local companies such as ourselves. However, in Australia, the meal kit market is relatively new. So the two major players in the Australian market are German companies HelloFresh and Marley Spoon. These companies entered into the Australian market in 2012 and 2015 respectively, and they have played a key role in introducing and educating the Australian market on the benefits of meal kits as an alternative or maybe supplement to grocery shopping, takeaway and dining out. And we love them because they spent the money educating the market, which we're more than happy with. We started My Foodie Box because we saw the need for a locally owned and operated entrant into the market. And what this table shows is that when you look at comparable Australian-based peers such as Wide Open Agriculture, there is significant opportunity for My Foodie Box to grow its business in the Australian market. And I'm confident that with our team and our strategy, we will be knocking on the door of the 100 million market cap in the not too distant future. Next slide, please. So why invest? With consumer patterns moving towards a preference for online food delivery and food groceries also being a non-discretionary spend and the second largest household expenditure item behind rent and mortgage repayments, we believe that My Foodie Box is very well placed to continue its strong growth trajectory. We have deliberately designed a highly scalable business model with very low working capital requirements. So our experience and success in WA has given us the blueprint for expanding into other Australian cities on the Eastern Seaboard, and this is planned for the second half of this year. With a highly experienced board and management team, funds in the bank to execute our strategic plan, and most of all, a true passion to fully transform cooking for all Australians, I'm very, very excited of what the future holds for us, for My Foodie Box, and I hope you come along for the ride. Thank you very much, David. Over to you.
Thanks, Mai. A great presentation. And one of the things I love about these webinars and giving investors the opportunity to engage with management is to actually see the excitement management have about their company and the opportunities they have. So the excitement is contagious. So hopefully people put My Foodie Box on their investment radar. Now, we do have a few questions that I'd like to jump to. There are several companies like HelloFresh and Marley Spoon already in the meal kit space in Australia. What separates My Foodie Box from its peers?
So firstly, if I could correct a misstatement in the question where you refer to a number of companies like HelloFresh and Marley Spoon, the reality is that there are only two companies in the Australian market, and that is them. So what separates us from those two? We are local. And we will also be the only Australian meal kit producer operating on a national level. So both these companies are German. We have a strong eco-friendly commitment that absolutely differentiates us. And we believe that this is a huge playing field, being retail grocery, 128 billion a year. So we are a disruptor in this sector and at the very early stages. There's more than enough room for the three of us and for each of us to completely differentiate ourselves in our future offerings. And one of the examples is actually the Thermomix box. And we have many, many other innovative offerings in the pipeline as well.
Now, touching on Thermomix, what does it mean to have the Thermomix parent as a significant shareholder? And what does the recent partnership agreement with Thermomix mean to My Foodie Box?
So this is an easy and quick one for me to answer. Thermomix has an army of enthusiastic and really engaged consultants. And that army will be promoting My Foodie Box. And just to give you some numbers, 500,000 Thermomix users in Australia, over 50,000 units sold each year. And we think we can obtain a good percentage of those customers because we know how good our offering is and how well it also fits with the customers from Thermomix and their needs.
Can I ask, has Thermomix done something like this before?
No. So this is the first time that Thermomix has entered into a formal partnership with a meal kit company in Australia.
Now, industries have witnessed significant supply chain impacts due to a range of things that have occurred, and it has translated to higher prices. Has this impacted margin for My Foodie Box, and what strategies are you implementing to improve margin with or without these higher prices?
That's a very good question. There is definitely inflationary pressures on all businesses currently, but we have a very talented CFO who is providing accurate and timely financial information that allows us to monitor and manage our margins very closely. We are fortunate to be at the very beginning of an exciting and steep growth curve, which will allow us to improve our margins with scale. So Marley Spoon, for example, currently achieves a growth margin of about 40%, and we are currently tracking at 36%, and we have identified areas for improvement, definitely.
A great presentation, a great product. I'm a user, so I need to put my hand up and disclose that one as well. But a great presentation, a great product, clear expansion plans, an exciting partnership with Thermomix that we'll be rolling out, and we'll be seeing the results from that partnership in the coming months and years ahead. Exciting times to be a Thermomix shareholder. As I said, I am one, and full disclosure, exciting times. Mai, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, David.